Hello, how you doing? Justin here again. I want to share with you a little cool technique called rolling today. One of the biggest problems we have on guitar is if we get two notes that are in the same fret but on different strings. It can be quite hard to negotiate your fingers to get from one to the other quickly and smoothly. So there's this little technique called rolling that I want to show you. We're going to use the A minor pentatonic scale to practice it, but I need to show you the technique up nice and close so you can see exactly what's going on. It's a little bit of a weird one, but well worth it, spending a little bit of time practicing it. Again, you shouldn't have to practice this forever, but if you give it a few weeks, if you're doing 5 minutes a day or whatever, give it a few weeks and you should sort it out. Don't go mad on it and being able to perfect it, just get the basic technique together, and then as you're learning songs that use it, make sure that you're rolling the right way. It's particularly useful for a lot of the arpeggios when you start learning like A7 and D7 arpeggios or whatever. You need to have this rolling technique well sorted. So let me go to a close-up and show you what I'm talking about. Let's say we got this note here, and the next note that we want to play is this note here. Yeah, these are both in the 5th fret with our first finger. Now, if you're playing that note and you have to lift your finger off and move it over to the other string, it takes a little bit too long. So what we have to learn how to do is to do this, where there's only one note being sounded at a time. Now, the important part for this is, and I'd suggest you learn it this way first with just one finger. If you've got your first finger down using the tip of your finger, when you flatten it or roll it onto the next string, it's really important that just here the tip of your first finger mutes that D string so that only the note C is sounding, which is this one here, the 5th fret. And when it goes back to the other one, you can see it rolls onto the tip, and now the 3rd string is muted. So what I'm going to do now, you won't see my picking hand, but I'm actually picking both the D string and the G string at the same time, the two center strings, and you'll see the way it rolls from one to the other, and then it rolls over like that, and you can see the tip of the finger is now muting that D string, and now the underneath of the first finger is muting that other string. Let me get a better angle on that. That's better. Okay, so you can see here from the first finger, when it rolls over, you can see that the 4th string is actually up, and then the 3rd string is down, so you can... And it works, of course, just as well for the 3rd finger. If we do the 3rd finger there, and here we are for the exercise. So what we're going to be doing is starting off here with the 1st finger, and then roll it onto the next string, same fret. So 5th fret, roll it onto the 5th fret. Now the next two notes of the minor pentatonic scale are on different frets, so you don't have to roll on that one. But then the next two strings you do. And the next two, 3rd finger, roll. Point, roll it flat. Point, roll it flat. Point, roll it flat. The next two are on separate frets. Point, flat, point, flat. And then exactly the same thing backwards. Flat, point, flat, point, flat, point, don't need it, flat, point. Another cool trick that a variation you might want to try is doing is, I call it kind of rounding it, where you go point, flat, then you go up, down, melodically. Well, I hope you had fun with that exercise. It is quite a good one. It's a difficult one even to explain with the video, I think, but it's all about getting the difference between the tip of your finger and then moving it onto the flat. I'm sure with just a little bit of experimentation you'll suss out how to do it. It's not that killer difficult, but it's a real problem when you're trying to get your pentatonic scales, particularly, have a lot of notes on the same fret. And that, it's difficult, but it sounds the most hip. All of those sort of sounds like, you know. There's loads and loads of little sounds, particularly, I mean, we'll be doing a little bend, flat, point. That's bending the 7th fret 3rd string. And then playing the 5th fret of the 2nd string onto the 5th fret of the 3rd string. Being able to get that movement between those two strings in the same fret is a really good idea. So have a bit of a play with that, check out the tabs on the website, and see if you can't learn to roll properly.